Hello and welcome back. I'm Bebo Joe and this is Sweet Transit. Sweet Transit had a huge update and it's now out of early access. It's 1.0 and I didn't think I want to try it again. But then I tried it and let me tell you, there's so much stuff that is different now, and everything that you wanted when you played the very early version was just like, you know what, there's not enough here. It is there now. So I'm very excited to show this to you again. Hope you enjoy it, and let's start a new thing. I go through the tutorial. They added a couple things, which is awesome because it actually explains most things to you, not 100% of it, but what's a fun game if they tell you everything beforehand, right? Right. New game. Okay. New world scenarios, all this stuff. Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to play a new one. We're going to go relatively big because trains want a lot of space. Let's go max. Yeah, max size sounds great. Difficulty, whatever you want. My seat is 54,159. If you want to play along, that's fine. We can look at advanced, but honestly, I'm going to leave it because I don't have to make it much harder than it has to. Because the difficulty of the game, from what I now see, is still just up to you. You make it as hard as you want to make it, and that's good enough. That's totally fine because the logistics are your problem, not how much water or rivers or mountains you have here. So let's get started with that. There are so many comments about achievements. Yes, the game has it. So there you go. We can play with a tutorial, but I already played for a couple minutes, so I'm going to try to show you as best as I can what the heck is going on. We're on a nice map here. There's some green, there's some brown, there's some orange, there are some fields. And from up here, it doesn't look that exciting, right? But it's good enough. It tells you all you need to know. And what is this? This would be an iron deposit. Okay, I would like to be somewhere close to where coal is available, because iron mines are boring. So where's my coal? Ah, there it is. We have a bunch of coal out here, but also a bunch of coal here. And the goal is, the hope is, what I would love to see is to actually fill up the whole map. That will be awesome. Not sure that we're going to get there, but maybe we're lucky. And I think out here is a good starting point because we have iron and coal, which should get us a couple things. And then again, because we have trains, everything else is really reachable. Doesn't matter how far we are away. So how about we start here? Again, the coal mine is somewhere in this area right there. Right there is the spot. So let's build our village. So to start building, you have to build something that's very important, which is a warehouse. Yeah, you have to build a warehouse. Back in the day, the warehouse was actually the thing that didn't want to be close to a city, but now it has to be close to a city. So that's awesome. Let's build it somewhere here. So we unlocked a couple things. The game is very procedural, a little bit. It's like tutorially in a way that you unlock things after one another, which makes the game not very overwhelming, but it makes it very enjoyable, and you can gradually expand all your things, and honestly it works pretty well. They did a pretty good job of all of that. Down here you have a bunch of helpers. You can actually type and search whatever you want to search if you know how to type. You have a bunch of overviews here, like desirability. So if you're next to certain industries, it will tell you no, but trees actually reduce air and like noise pollution, all that stuff, which is super exciting. You got a bunch of helpers here. You got your shortcuts. You can use shortcuts on your keyboard over here. You can do your upgrades. There are blueprints if you want to get into that. There's just a lot of stuff down here, which is awesome. So let's build our village. I would like a village hall because that will, well, that gets you set up for the next thing. So how about we go here? This looks fine. Doesn't have to be super close to anything, but that's good. The warehouse does want to be surrounded by roads. Let's do that, and then let's connect the road to the rest of the current city, which is not much, because to start a city, you need food. And here's the part where it reminds me a little bit of the Anno series. It's not a ton Anno-y, but kind of a little bit, because the pathing looks so very similar, and the houses that we're going to build here in just a second look similar, and there's just stuff that is similar. It's not the same, but it's similar. So Anno-esque. Anno 1800 does have trains. This game is based on trains. There's a big difference there, trust me. So we have this one. Cool. This one will complain because one of the new things is the storage system, the logistics system. I have no idea when they added that, but I love the way it's implemented now because it makes you the boss of all the logistics of everything that's going on, and that's what I'm looking for in games like this, in city builders or the like. I'm going to, how about this? We'd like to rotate you. Forget how that works. R? Oh, R. But looks like I can only rotate you that way. I cannot actually, oh, Q and E. This is flipping. R is flipping. Q and E is actually rotating. Cool. I want you right here because I like the double spots that we have over there. Now we have those guys connected. Let's get us a little bit of road right here. Sure, why not? And that's the first thing. And as you can see, there are footpaths or pathing connections right here that tell you how far they can connect to something. That's helpful. This guy is still complaining that currently we don't have an output storage connected, which is right here. It tells you that. So you can tell it, hey, I want you to put your output right here. And then you get this little icon that tells you, all your fish is going to be stored right there. So good luck with that. You're like, oh, thank you very much. Good to know. Let's build a city because we have something else unlocked, which is the laborer residence. And here's the thing. You need 20 laborers for this building to produce. And once you have that, it will produce. And it will produce a certain amount, how much it produces you can look up somewhere. And we're going to get into all of that min-maxing later on. But for right now, we need 20 people. The first house houses 40 laborers. Cool. Let's build a couple. Would like that one. I would like... Sure. Let's leave a little bit of space out here. Let's get a couple more in there. And however you want to build your city is completely up to you. I'm just kind of dinking around with this because it's fun. So get your roads in because they will need that. A little bit of road here, a little bit of road there. And now people are happier. They're not perfect yet because they need something. What do they need? If you go down here and if you click auto, the game will detect what things you currently need. And what I would like is actually marketplace, but I'm not sure that that is unlocked yet. So let's let you keep going. Oh, I clicked the wrong button there. Oh my goodness. Because shift 1 and 1, 2, 3 is the button that lets you unlock your speed. So now we have a couple people coming in. Wonderful. They're just moving in and doing the things that they're supposed to do. And then, yeah, there's just stuff that's unlocked and not unlocked down here. Water tower. Cool. People need water now. So we can slow down the game because we don't want to make them unhappy. And this is another thing that's new. I'm pretty sure it was not this easy to see what was going on and what was missing in the previous version. So I'm very excited about that. If we go to auto again, it lets you select the water tower and you can just look. Okay, here I cover everything that has the white line, as you can see, but nothing else. So we need another water tower somewhere in an area that makes sense. And this game encourages you not to overpack areas just so you can expand and prettify your village, or colony is what they call it here, later on, which honestly, I'm all for that. Another level or another thing was unlocked, the market. The market stall works very similar, and as you can see, it has a much bigger reach than what we did before. I think I would like you here. Here? Here. Here's fine. Well, if we put you there, put you here. Okay, right there's good. And now the market stall says, hey, where do I get my stuff from? And you tell it your input storage, not output storage. Input storage is where they have the fish. So you can get the fish from right there, and now people will actually, as you can see there, there's a bunch of people running around. They're bringing the materials down here. And this is just a city build. The city building is secondary or almost tertiary. It is not very important for this game to function because the fun stuff starts when you start building trains. So the next thing that we need to do is get a couple things organized so we can actually build trains. And once we have that, life gets pretty good. So let's look at our industries because we should have unlocked at least something, which is a sawmill. And the sawmill, I don't want you too close to the rest of the city, but we want you close enough that we get some workers in. So I guess we'll put you here anyways. Let's put a couple more residential buildings in so I don't block myself from expanding too easy, but we don't have enough wood for them. So we're just going to put one row there. We're going to give myself a road through here, and this is just so that I know where I want to put some more housing later on. And looks like there's only a double spot here, so let's add another road there. And then we can build an industry, which is our sawmill. We just looked at that. Let's rotate you. Right here should be a-okay, and then we tell it, hey, and again, the game is really good at telling you which things are interesting. For example, here we have tree nursery and wood storage. Both of them are very, very important. We would like 8. The game makes it very easy for you to understand how many units you currently have highlighted or selected. So we're going to do that many there and this one here. Get the tree nursery out. How many do we want? well, up to 120. So let's expand this, but I want to expand it further away from our current location just so we don't, well, burden the city too much. And there you go. Now I'm going to get a little bit of road connection here, so we have a faster input-output connection. And the inputs here would be something like tools and fertilizer if we want them, but we don't need them. Output storage, we're just going to tell it, bring your stuff, bring your wood down here. Awesome. Super simple, right? City is done, reach population of laborers, so let's speed this up a little bit. And everything is kind of working, but we don't have trains yet. What's my colony name? My colony name is K-Town, because that's what I like to do. And as you can see, we produce a lot of stuff. We have 40 of 40 workers. Average rest is good. Average productivity is good. There are a lot of stats that you can care about. If you go down here into your city on the village hall, you see that currently, and if you hover over this, it's easier, you have 140 people, 45 people rested, 20 are currently resting, and 90 are working, which means everyone's 110% happy, and you can organize this however, or, well, manage this however you want to manage it. It's very smooth, which is the important thing for what I want to say here. We have a lot of fish, which is great, which means people are getting what they want, which you see right here. And once you don't have enough fish, we just have to build a couple extra fishery stations, and that's good. So we're started. We're setting up. We have a lot of money to get started with, which is awesome because it allows you to make a really, really long train route if you need one, or not if you don't want one. But we like trains, so that's what we're going to start with now. Whoop, whoop, trains. What do we want? We want a small, not a distribution center, we're not ready for that yet. I would like a small station, but we can't get that until we build a coal mine. So let's build a coal mine. If you're wondering what your unlocks are, show progression over here will tell you. Globally, we get a coal mine, coal storage and distribution center once we have a city of 250 laborers, which we already do. But we would like a small station, which is this one. It's a little weird that it doesn't actually tell you, it's just the icon. To unlock a small station, a station platform, and a bridge, so it does tell you what it is, I was reading it wrong, you need to build a coal mine one time. So let's do that. Coal mine, plop you right on here, and now we have unlocked all this stuff. And there is the global one, and then within a city you get other unlocks, which is pretty cool. And then you have all these upgrade stamps over here that give you some bonuses for your city itself, which we will get there when we get there. So here's a coal mine. What does a coal mine need? A coal mine, if you're over here under auto, will tell you, hey, you can build roads. Roads are nice. Let's build a road because you need a connection to the station that we're going to build next. And then it also wants a coal storage. So let's put a coal storage around here, and you want 4 because we like symmetry. We just put 2 on each side, and then they're done. Okay. You could build a small storage here if you really feel like it, or like what I'm going to do here is we're just going to build a station, and I'm building the station so I can actually make a turnaround loop here a little easier because we only have one coal station. It should be fine. And we'll let you know, hey, store all your stuff here. How much storage do we have? A little bit, and I think we can expand the storage later on, but not yet. So that's our first station. Let's expand the station. We need a station platform, and the tutorial will tell you 11 is a good number, and as you can see, it tells me exactly how many we have. 11 platforms right here sounds good, and this is just there so the train can actually go somewhere and do something. And the numbers are actually one of the things that I remember from the original version that were just silly because it was so hard to count things, and you're like, wait, I can count, and I'm like, yes you can, but the way that the game was doing it was not straightforward, so it was really annoying. Then we put some rail in. It looks a little cartoonish. Granted, sure, yes, absolutely. But it does in no way, shape, or form hurt the gameplay at all. So it's totally fine and just get over it. We have 250 people here. That's good. And we still have enough workers. That's also good. And everyone's relatively happy, so we can leave all of them alone. Let's build a station. I want this station relatively close to the warehouse. It's not necessary, but it enables you to put some other industries and production closer to here, and logistics are just a little easier that way. And I see that I don't actually want that point there. Cool, let's get rid of it. And then back to the station, build another layout. And if you don't want to build this all the time, you can just go over here. Blueprint, okay. Build in. Okay, I want a station with 2 platforms. Okay, you click on it and then click on it again. And that's your station with 2 platforms. So we don't have to go full on custom every time. You can make a blueprint and you can expand the blueprints too. It looks like currently the blueprint may have a building where I didn't expect the building. Okay. And it had a couple other things that I didn't want to build, but at least I built part of it, so we don't have to like make everything happen. Let's click on this guy again, get the platforms in that we want, which I think would just be, this is 10, 11, 12. Everything should be connected if, hey, what are you doing? You are saying, are you really not connected? Get rid of this one really quick. Okay, got rid of the rail there. Yeah, deleting is very easy, and honestly, you don't really get penalized for it. You do have to pay for it, but overall, it makes it very easy to let you do whatever you need to do. So we don't, there's really no penalty here that we have to worry about. And then we just go here, make a bridge. Oh, we don't, I think this was the problem. There's no actual connection on this side for our rail cars. I get that one connected, and then now we can build a bridge over here. Now everyone is happy. Cool. And 2 tracks are probably fine in the beginning, but we will expand this very, very fast down the road, so don't you worry about that. Let's get a quick turn in here. And one thing that I learned is trains don't slow down in a single turn, but if you have multiple turns that they're inside at the same time, they will slow down. So let's try to avoid that as much as we can. You would like to connect in here. That looks good. And then this one will just connect in the other way. Just like so. Perfect. Super simple, nothing complicated. You don't have to make anything complex right away, but don't worry, you will get into complexity very, very soon. Currently the station is laid out this way. There's nothing wrong with that. Do I want you to go the other way? Do I want this to be the in or the out? It really doesn't matter. It's just a little shorter, but the distance does not make a huge difference. Here's a wonderful thing about this game. You can take a signal and just place it. And then you can place another one, and you can place another one if you feel like it. If that's how you want to do it, that's totally fine. Then you can easily remove them without being worried to remove something that you didn't want to remove. Or you click and drag. That's rail. Okay, try again. Or you click and drag. And now it places a new rail signal every tiles between signal 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I know that my stations are 11 long. I know that I'm going to plan on having trains that are 11 long. So now if I make my signals this way, I will always be able to fit 11 trains in between all my stuff. So super easy layout. As long as it's single track, it will just figure it out and do the thing that you told it to do. It looks like here it actually placed one inside the station, which we obviously don't want. So let's get a couple of custom signals, and life is really easy. Plop one there and plop one there, and they can figure it out. Cool. Super simple, right? This guy is currently complaining about people, because you actually have to bring people to work at the different industries, and then you have to bring them home. Isn't that exciting? What a novel idea. No, seriously, not even kidding about that. It's not every game does that, and I understand why. Let's build a train depot. We need 10 bricks. Currently, we have 100 bricks available, which means we can have a train depot at the length of 10, because that's how many bricks we have. The train depot length, in this case 10, is the length of trains that we can get out of it. Like, it's one-to-one related to it, so just make sure that you're aware of that when you build this. There it is. We have a couple wagons unlocked, and we can get rolling on that one very, very quickly. Let's get you onto the network, and I am planning on only using a single depot. That may mean that I'm going to tear this one down and build a bigger one next to it or in the area, and we may make a big switch yard out here. That's all possible, but we're only going to have one active depot at a time. You know why? Because that is fun, and that's how all rail games should be played. And also, I like to torture myself a little bit every once in a while. Let's build a chain signal here, and the chain signal rules are the same as in every other game that I have played. If you have chain signals and block signals, which is chain in, block out. If you follow that rule, everything is easy, and the tutorial has like 12 different scenarios that you have to fix, and for all of them, it's the same thing. As long as you follow those rules, you will be happy and fine. Okay, let's set up the first route. It's a little more awkward than what you're used to possibly, but not really if you follow a couple simple rules. So you click on this button over here, tutorial talks about that. Then you select which route you want. Currently you only have one route, that's fine. You can set the color, whatever color you want. Cool, you can set up your hue and your V. I honestly can't think of what the V stands for, but you can set up all your HSV colors or RGB or whatever's in here, and then select just a destination. You can either select by clicking on it. I would like you to go do Alitus. Okay, that's your station. Swap workers from there. That's important because we're going to set up worker trains and cargo trains, which are not the same thing. Could we do it with one train? I think so. You can stack orders, but I don't think you want that most of the time because your cargo trains will be generally full and your worker trains will be generally empty. So up to you however you want to play it. You can add some waiting conditions here. I honestly don't... for time pass, specific time for full passenger load, no passenger, or passenger amount. We may set those up later on if we really have to, but this station is going to get very busy very fast. So that's Alitus, and then we have a coal mine. And then it tells you what the route is. It wants to go this way. Cool. Pretty sure that it's not just this track on the station. We'll actually use both tracks, but that's your starting point. Wonderful. Now what you can do is, and I highly recommend that, is name this. So this is coal packs, coal passengers, or actually I'm going to do this, packs coal. So when I sort them, packs is always going to be one passenger and cargo is going to be the other stuff. So apply that, and let's set the other one up before we set our first train out. No, let's set our first train out. So that's our route. Cool. We named it packs coal, and now we're going to buy a train. It's also a little awkward the first time you do it, but it all makes sense. Trust me. You need a locomotive. This locomotive likes to eat coal. Well, it doesn't have a tender, so you have to get a coal tender. Pretty straightforward. And then you need a wagon to actually get workers on here. Now be careful because this wagon currently can handle up to 40, right? Yeah, 40 passengers. If you look at the bottom window, I can't move my mouse, but it says laborer, craftsman, and tradesman, 40, 40, 40. So 40 can fit in here. How many do you need in the coal mine, you ask? 40. So one wagon is sufficient, which is why you could now add cargo things or cargo wagons to this one, but we're not going to do that right now. Let's set the route, passenger coal, and make it go. How does a train look? Sufficient. It's a train. It's not modeled by anything, but it will totally get us there, and nothing will be weird. Next thing, we want to set up another route. We want this guy, another coal tender. If you feel like you want to flip your train around, you could duplicate it. You could also sell it. You could also flip it. Flipping is important because trains cannot go backwards. Okay, if they're stuck, they need a turnaround point, but they cannot flip. If you want them to flip, you need the train to have locomotives that look both ways because they can only move forward, which is over the smokestack in this case. You can barely tell it's there, but they don't automatically flip around or do anything silly like that. So it's a challenge sometimes if you're not used to playing that way. I don't know if you can tell down here, but this is the length. It is the length of the depot plus 1, I think, and tells you exactly how long you want to be. And this is the 11 tiles that we can build, and we already know that that's what we planned for right now. And I think that makes life pretty easy. Let's tell them, I want you to fit all the gondolas in there. That's good. And then we need another route, which we can set up from here. But what you can do is you can clone this. You can save the preset for the coal wagon, etc., etc. You can flip the whole thing. There's options, okay? There's options for whatever you want to do. Let's get another route. You click the plus button here, or control to duplicate current route if you really feel like that. Then you set your destination. The game is smart enough to understand that the first station that you select is probably your important one. So earlier we said Altius. Now I'm going to set coal mine. It's actually going to realize, oh, you want to load cargo. Okay, no problem. Let's add another destination. We're going to do Altius, and that's it. We set name your things. So I'm going to call this cargo coal, so I can find it again later. And down here, we're going to tell it, hey, your cargo coal train now. Is one train going to be enough? Honestly, for right now, yes, because we don't have a huge distance. There's our new train. You don't like the color, you can just go and change it somehow. There you go. I think down here. I want you to be red. Cool. Now you're green and red. Very simple, right? The next thing that you need to do, this is very, very important, is you need a courier stack. And the courier stack is responsible for moving things around, because right now, we're not connected to the warehouse directly from Alitus cargo station, so it doesn't know what to do. But what you can tell it is input storage is going to be the train station, output storage is going to be right here, which means it's going to move stuff from the train station once it gets dropped off, which in this case will just be coal, to the warehouse. All of these are things that didn't exist last time I played, which made it really hard to do what you wanted to do, and the game was just doing what it wanted to do. And that didn't feel quite right. So I'm very happy that this is a thing. The other thing that you can do is you can add filters. You can tell it, hey, only pick up these things. Or you can tell it, hey, leave a certain amount at the station. In this case, I'm going to say 10% because your coal trains need to refuel somewhere. And to do that, they need some coal at the station. In this case, we're just going to leave a little bit of coal here once the coal actually arrives. And that's going to be enough for the coal trains to move around and be happy and do all that stuff. And that's it. Awesome, right? Super simple. What is our next level? I think reach population of this many. And how do we do that? We just add a couple more residential buildings. So pop on there. Looks like someone wants a little bit of water. We have a couple spaces available here. Let's plop a water tower, like really on the one place where it doesn't matter. How do you not get water from there? I mean, seriously, it's right in your backyard. You're really not going to be able to reach that, are you? Okay, we're going to take that one down, and we're going to build another one that's here because walking distance and such. And everyone is happy. Wonderful. We don't have any environment stuff yet, so we cannot expand or do anything like that. Look how fast our little guy's going. And that's it. That's our first train. That's our first setup. That's our first things that we wanted to do. There's no, I don't think there's first person ride-along view in this game, but that's fine. We are going on super speed right now. We're filling up our train. Wonderful. You can fit up 500 units, so 100 tons per cargo wagon is what you can fit on here. Obviously, we don't need that. I don't know if you just saw that, but we slowed down because we had the train was within 2 curves instead of 1, so it was a little slower. But this is all fine. Everyone is happy. So, hope you like this. This is just the start. You can make this very complicated, and we will make this very complicated because just look at this 4-way intersection that you can build, and there are a couple bridges on there and other things too. It will get exciting. I'm excited because this will get exciting, and we can make this as complicated as we need to do, and I hope we get pretty far. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in the next episode. If you like this kind of stuff and if you want early access, like, subscribe, maybe become a member on YouTube or on Patreon because early access is a thing for those people. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye-bye.